over the weekend, we got news the President of the United States had come down with a moderate case of coronavirus, COVID-19, which prompted him to be airlifted, as anybody with a quote-unquote moderate case would do, to the Walter Reed Medical Center for a nice weekend away while getting pumped full of experimental drugs. I'm not kidding. The likes of which, of course, are the best that the American taxpayer could buy. Yeah, we paid for that. Where Donald Trump paid only about $750 in taxes. So now, after a couple of nights of conflicting, often untrustworthy information from the White House and even doctors at Walter Reed about his condition, leaving out the fact that his blood oxygen level at several points had dropped to dangerous levels, he appears to be back to his old self, judging by this wonderful all caps Twitter rant. So that started about 6:30 in the morning. So right around the time of Fox and Friends. Here's what he said. All caps. If you want a massive tax increase, the biggest in the history of our country, and one that will shut down our economy and jobs down, vote Democrat. Adding, stock market highs, vote. Strongest military ever. Law and order. Biggest tax cut ever. And another one coming. Space Force. On and on and on. All right. So you get it. There's plenty more of these tweets, and they're all just as unhinged and in full caps as the others. But you get it. He's campaigning from his bed. Now, of course, he'll be released actually later on today, which is pretty interesting. There's a couple of questions about that. One, is he really feeling better? Because he beat it. And he got the miracle drug, which in that case makes me wonder, why aren't the other Americans getting this miracle drug that allegedly cured him in 3 days? Or is it just because he's so healthy, even though he's 74 years old and obese? Must be a great gene. Nobody can believe the genes that I have. You wouldn't believe it. It's so great. And look, I understand that COVID's not always a death sentence. Duh. Clearly, a lot of people do recover from coronavirus, and not all of them have long-lasting damage. Sure, some of them do. Some of them end up getting strokes, have kidney and heart damage, lung damage. It really depends, okay? And we don't necessarily know who is going to be impacted in what way until they already are. Okay, that said, not everyone also has the best doctors that the American taxpayer can buy. Now, the other explanation is maybe he was never sick in the first place, and that this is a PR stunt. You might be thinking, well, okay, whoa. You mean the President of the United States would lie to us about having a deadly disease? Yeah. You know what? It sucks that we are at this point. Like, that we are so used to being lied to and gaslit by this administration that we can even believe that this is a possibility, that the President of the United States faked an illness to then later on, and he did tweet this. He tweeted, don't be afraid of COVID. I've learned a lot. You were there for 3 days. There's no way that if he has this virus, that he could be completely, cured, for one, and not contagious as hell. Because there's no way. No way. There's no way. Look, either he's not sick or he's lying. I mean, those are the only really two options that I would explore. Okay? And it's legit. I mean, that miraculous recovery is just, it's too miraculous. And then, of course, there's this theory. This is presented by Brown University's Dr. Megan Rani. And she's going to talk about what these drugs will do to the president's brain or anybody's brain.
So the president is on a very complex regimen of medications right now. Two of them, remdesivir and dexamethasone, are medications that we give in our hospital and even in our emergency department to really sick patients with COVID-19. They're things that many of us across the country are familiar with, and we reserve them for those seriously ill patients. The third medication, Regeneron, is something that very few of us have experience with. It's really only used in a clinical trial right now. And to my knowledge, there are no studies and no one with experience of giving all three of those medications together. All of them have the potential for side effects for the liver, for the heart, and of course COVID-19 itself can cause problems with liver, heart, lungs, kidney. And the dexamethasone is known to have mental health side effects. It can cause psychosis, it can cause delirium, it can cause mania. Many of us, I would never want to say that the president is experiencing steroid-induced psychosis, but it is certainly concerning to see some of his actions today in the wake of this potentially deadly diagnosis and infectious disease.
Well, there you go. There's a lot there. Okay. For one, I just want to point out how the president allegedly received a drug cocktail that was reserved for the very ill. So now they described it as oh, no, you don't understand. He had a moderate case of coronavirus. Okay, so was it because he was very ill that he got that and supposedly had this recovery? Or is it because he's president and he asked for it? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he's president and said, no, give me everything. Give me the strongest stuff you've got. My life literally depends on it, and it's more important than anyone else's here. Come on. You don't think? And then, look, here's what's funny. He took a joyride on Sunday. Now, what does that have to do with, like, the kind of medication that he got? Well, for one, most doctors would not allow that kind of thing to happen. But he's president of the United States, and often he gets what he wants. So he gets these drugs, and the side effects, possible side effects, are mania and delirium. Great. Awesome. Now, I look at those tweets, and I wonder, would somebody who's experiencing a manic episode be tweeting in caps during his favorite show about how amazing he is in his policies? Or is that just who Donald Trump is? Even after 4 years, I still can't tell. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.